Teaquilts, and today is July 14th, 2019, and I'm coming to talk about the birthday block that I was asking you all for my birthday, which is July 28th. And I am asking for churn dash blocks, and they can be any size that you like. Also, when you make your churn dash block, I would also like if you would use either your embroidery machine to embroider your name, and you can also put your city and or state, or just your state if you're not comfortable with putting your city in. And then also, if you don't have an embroidery machine, you can use a permanent fabric marking pen. Please do not use a Sharpie, because the Sharpie is not a permanent fabric marking pen. Please use an appropriate pen, so if I wash the quilt, your name will not be lost. So a lot of people are asking, what is a churn dash block? So I have very simple one here on this paper, and I will be adding all of these graphics at the end of this talk, so you don't have to worry about writing anything down right now. You'll get a chance to freeze the screen and download, like take a screenshot of any of these. You can also do a Google and Google churn dash quilt block variations, and you will come up with some links that will give you patterns. I'm not going to give any patterns because it's a very simple block, and I'm just going to talk about it right here. So here on the bottom is a basic 2 fabric churn dash block. Your block can be scrappy. You can use strings or crumbs if you want in these various areas, just long as you have the contrast of the light and dark so that your churn dash actually comes through. As you can see in this photo, the churn dash block is basically a 9 patch. But 4 of your areas have half square triangles, 4 of your areas have 2 rectangles, and then your area also has a center square. So I'm just going to talk about if this was a 9-inch block. So if this was a 9-inch block, that means each of these areas would be 3 inches finished. So if I was making half square triangles here, I would cut squares that were 3 7/8 of an inch. Then I would draw a line down the center from corner to corner, and then I would stitch 1/4 of an inch on each side of the line to make my half square triangles. So your triangles will be 3.5 inches when you cut them apart and press the seam toward the dark. On these strips here, these strips will finish at 1.5 inches. So that means that you're cutting 2 pieces, 2 strips that are 2 inches by 3.5 inches. And then when you sew those 2 pieces together, you'll end up with a piece that is 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And I'm going to give you a chart that talks about how to make a basic churn dash block in various different sizes. And then for your center, oh, and you'll also make this 4 times as well, because you've got it in 4 different positions. And then for your center square, it is just a 3-inch square. Now, you can make this churn dash where you're using more than 1 fabric. You can also make a wacky churn dash where the pieces are not straight. You can make a nested churn dash where in your center you're just, instead of in your center square, you're just continuing to add a churn dash block. On this one, it has 4, 1, 2, so it has 4 churn dash blocks, had to make sure. And then on this other side, it has churn dashes that are elongated, which means that it is longer than it is wider. So these strips are longer than they are wider across the top. So let me show you that again. And again, I will be putting all these photos at the end of the video. And then this one is just a double churn dash right here. And then I will also be adding instructions on making the churn dash in various sizes. So I have not made my churn dash block yet. I wanted to see what I actually received from you guys before I started making any blocks. And also, please don't forget to add your signature in the block with a permanent pen. Also, don't put your signature up at the top where close to the outer edge of the block anywhere, because your signature may be cut off when I go to sew the block to something else. You can also put your signature here just as long as you have your 1/4 inch seam still intact. Again, these blocks can be any sizes. The chart that I found online has blocks in 4.5, 6 inch, 7.5, 9 inch, 10.5, and 12 inch blocks. So you can make it any size you want. And again, you can also add other sizes that are not on this chart. You can be very creative and put something different in the center instead of a center square. Maybe that's where you might want to put your crumb or crazy piecing, your strip piecing, or anything that you want to put a flower, some kind of fabric folded square in the middle. So you can be creative as you like. And I appreciate you all participating in this. If you're looking for where to mail your blocks to, my address is always in the description box of every video. So you don't have to come back to this video to find the mailing address. It will be at the bottom of any video. So thank you all so much for the birthday love, and I will be sharing these with you in future videos. So thank you all so much. Bye bye everybody.